Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And it is no longer October, but I'm trying to squeeze in just a couple more Halloween specials. And so today we are doing the 1966 special. It's The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. Here's the trivia question for today. What does Charlie Brown keep getting in his trick-or-treat bag? The answer will be at the end of this video. So at the beginning of this special, the Peanuts gang is getting ready to celebrate Halloween, making jack-o'-lanterns, planning parties. Well, that is, except for one person who has other plans for this holiday. Linus plans on staying the night out in the pumpkin patch, waiting for a character known as the Great Pumpkin to appear. It's apparently something like Santa Claus, where if you've been good, the Great Pumpkin brings you toys. The rest of the kids, however, are enjoying the festivities, trick-or-treating, and even doing a Halloween party. Luckily, though, Linus is not alone. Sally has decided to stay with him and wait for the Great Pumpkin. And of course, it wouldn't be a Peanut special if we didn't spend some time with Snoopy, as he has some World War I flashbacks as the Red Baron. But of course, the real question is, will the Great Pumpkin ever arrive? Bill Melendez was the director for this special. He also did the voice, or at least the sound work, for Snoopy. Charles M. Schultz was of course the writer for this, as it's based off of his original comic strips. Now, the original name for the special was going to be Big Pumpkin Charlie Brown. Now, obviously, the name of Charlie Brown was going to show up in the title no matter what, as he was essentially the main character of the Peanuts, but I find it interesting as he had very little to do with this special at all. He definitely had a lot more to do in the Christmas special that came out the year prior. Also, something interesting about the Christmas special, almost all of the voice actor children who were in that one did come back for this one, except Lucy was done by a different voice actress. Also, speaking of the voice cast, Kathy Steinberg, who did the voice of Sally, was almost done with all of her recordings when her mother informed the producers that she had a loose tooth. Fearing the possibility of a lisp for the rest of the dialogue, they rushed Kathy into the studio to have her finish her lines. Apparently, just as she finished her last line, the tooth came flying out. The famous football gag between Lucy and Charlie Brown that commonly showed up in the comic strip made its first animated appearance in this film. Schroeder in the special actually plays 4 songs for Snoopy that were all from World War I. The first was It's a Long Way to Tipperary. The second, There's a Long, Long Trail. Third, Pack Up Your Troubles in Your Old Kit Bag. And fourth, Roses of Picardy. This special is the longest running Halloween special, as it was on television for 54 years. It stopped in 2020 as Apple TV bought the rights to be able to now show it only and exclusively on their network. Famous author Ray Bradbury watched the actual special with his kids in 1966. Apparently, him and his children were so upset that there was no actual scene with the Great Pumpkin that Bradbury decided to write his own Halloween story. And he created the Halloween Tree, which not only became a book, but would eventually also get its own animated special. So when it comes to the Halloween special, it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. I love this one. It's still near and dear to my heart to this very day. But I do have to say, trying to be objective about it, I do see that it doesn't exactly stand the test of time, but it is just so pumped full of nostalgia that I have to give this one a 5 out of 5. Now, as for the trivia question from the beginning of this episode, what does Charlie Brown keep getting in his trick-or-treat bag? So no matter what, Charlie Brown keeps getting a rock every time he tries to trick or treat. What's funny about this, though, is after the special aired, there were so many children who felt sympathetic for Charlie Brown that they actually kept mailing in Halloween candy to make him feel better. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews, and if there are any movies you'd like to see get a review, just mention them in the comments.